Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is the second part of the video, of the Tanzania video. So if you haven't watched part 1, please do so and come back. Okay, so when I was in Tanzania, I was being harassed like 24/7. It got to the point where it was so bad that I literally stopped going out. If I didn't have to or wasn't with someone, I would absolutely, under no circumstances, go outside. Why? You can ask me. Well, because I was harassed like every time. People were constantly hitting on me, constantly whistling at me, constantly saying bad things and mean things and degrading things to me in Swahili. But I got Swahili classes, so even if I don't speak Swahili fluently, I still knew some things. And they were saying really degrading things to me. And I was feeling like a piece of meat, like I had never felt in my entire life. I felt like I was there to be on display, for them to look at me, for them to judge me, for them to analyze me. And when I was walking down the streets, I could literally feel what they were thinking about me, what they wanted to do to me. And I'm an empath, as I already said in another video, and that got a toll on me, really. And it got me thinking, because the whole experience in Tanzania really got me thinking. Like, at the end of my stay, I would just keep spiraling about everything that's happened. And because I was also working on my memoir, so about the colonization, that was my main focus. And I literally couldn't stop thinking about everything that's happened and trying to understand why it went that way and why everything was that way. And when it comes to people hating on me, guys, I'm not even kidding. I think during my stay over there, I got like over 60 marriage proposals. Over 60. From guys between 18 and 55, 60. So basically, yeah, I was just a piece of meat. And it got me thinking, why are they hitting on me? Because I felt there was something there. So I just dug. And as I could have predicted, it's linked to colonization. So basically, why were they hitting on me? Because I was representing beauty to them. And why was I representing beauty to them? Because I was white, because I was considered rich, because I was considered better than them, because I was considered intelligent. But to come back to this idea of beauty, it's closely linked to colonization, because black people, when they were enslaved, they were constantly insulted for many reasons, but also because of their hair. So they were like, black hair, hard to tame, not pretty. Why can't you have nice and straight hair like white people? So it was really this comparison between black beauty standards, black beauty and white beauty. So black people had I don't remember the name. Not curly hair, curly hair. Oh, I'm gonna put it somewhere. Their hair was hard to tame. White hair was really straight and really easy to go with, and etc., etc. White skin is beautiful. Black skin is not beautiful. White people are more slender and skinny, and black people are too curvy. like their idea of beauty was based on the colonizers. And the colonizers' idea of beauty was white women, really skinny women, elegant women with sleek hair, straight hair, really a small nose and stuff. And yeah, I was being hit on 24/7, not because of my personality, not because I was considered a good person, but because to them I was more the colonizers' idea of beauty than the black beauty, than the idea of the black beauty. And it got me thinking. I don't know if you guys heard of this study that's been conducted. I don't remember the name, but I'm gonna put it somewhere. It's a study that like you had small kids, so black kids and white kids, and someone was like, hey, could you tell me, like, they had paper, like images with babies on it, like babies from white to black, like shades of black, basically from white to black. And they were asked, could you tell me which baby is pretty? Everyone, even the black kid, would say, yeah, the white one is pretty. And the woman that was conducted the interviews were like, what about the black kid? And the girls, the kids were like, no, the black kid is a mean kid, it's a dirty kid, it's not nice, etc., etc. So basically, even if segregation and enslavement is over, we are in this phase where it's shaped our entire society, whether you remark it or not. Because, yeah, let's take the example of the first guy I was talking to you about earlier. His idea of beauty wasn't his own, but he's been conditioned to think it was his own idea of beauty, you know? But it got me thinking, like, my father was born in Algeria, my mom was born in France, like, how come all my partners were light skin, you know? I've never dated a black person, and I don't do this consciously, of course. I let things happen when it comes to relationships. I just meet people and we vibe or we don't, you know? And it just didn't happen. But I was like, what if it's a subconscious bias? What if, because even in France, when it comes to colonization, Algeria was colonized by French people and stuff. So, is this my thought? Are my thoughts mine? Or have they been implanted into my head by colonizers? Because I'm pretty sure if I were brought up somewhere else, my tastes or my ideas subconsciously would have been different, you know? And it's hard because I was like, but how can I know if my thoughts are mine, and if they've been programmed, and if they've been put into my head by someone else? Well, I think when you start to spiral like this, the best you can do is just trust yourself and know that you acknowledge those topics and those questions, and that's the best you can do for now. Go step by step. But I think having that in mind and really questioning yourself, questioning where your habits come from, where your thoughts come from, where your preferences, your judgment, everything, you know, just start asking questions. And you don't have to have the answers yet, but yeah, I can say that now, but back then I was spiraling. You damn right, I was spiraling. And yeah, everything is linked to colonization, to the idea that whiteness equals wealthiness and equals betterness. That breaks my heart. I was feeling alone. I was feeling like I couldn't trust people. Because when I got there, I was so happy. I was scared. because it was my first time. So I already had been to Morocco alone and Algeria, but that was Northern Africa. I had never been to Eastern Africa, let alone alone. So I was kind of scared, but I was also really, really excited because I knew I was at a new corner in my life, and I was about to experience new stuff, and I was about to gain so much knowledge and understanding, and I was about to grow and evolve, and that's my jam. So I was like, whatever it takes, I'm down for it. But I was delusional, basically. So I got a friend at work, and everything was great. Like, we were vibing pretty much, and we had good conversation, which was hard for me to find people to have good conversation with, because I love talking about feminism, decolonization, racism, all that jazz. But I couldn't really talk to the people I had met about those topics. So yeah, I needed, this human connection. So I thought I'd found it, but no. So, long story short, I thought this girl was my friend. I mean, friend. Not really friend. We were working together, but I thought, like, we could be acquaintances and go for drinks or for a bite from time to time. But she tried to scam me, like, a few times. Actually, she tried to scam me once. She expected me... She offered me to go on a trip, like, in another region in Tanzania to see Kilimanjaro. I was super pumped. I was like, yeah, girl, let's do this and stuff. And she was speaking really, really good English. I was like, that's amazing. Last minute, just like no kidding, the day before was supposed to book everything. She was like, hey, so can we talk about like the finances, the money side of things? I was like, yeah, sure. And she was like, this is gonna be for one person and stuff. And she looked at me, and she looks at me, and she says, yeah, but you're paying everything for me, aren't you? And I was like, no, I'm not. So basically, she just expected me to pay for everything. And I was shocked. I was so shocked. And at this point, Greta wasn't there yet, so I couldn't, share my hopelessness with someone. So yeah, it happened a lot. So with her, it happened twice. Once, I don't remember. Anyway, I stopped talking to her, and I remember once, like 1 month after that, and she was weird. Like, afterwards, I realized things were sketchy with her. She got fired. And one day someone knocks at my door, and she's here. This girl saying, hey girl, I miss you so much. I don't understand how things went sideways. I really miss you, blah blah blah. And I was like, bitch, you tried to scam me. You tried to scam me. Like, we weren't even friends in the first place. Like, I gave you my trust, and that's what I do. Like, I give you my trust. I'm not like, I don't know you, and we start talking, whatever. I trust you until you give me a reason why not to. This is not this is not the other way around. That's how I work, I trust people, and if you show me I can't, then fuck off, and you're never gonna get my trust back. So at this point I was like, I didn't want to fight. So I just let her talk, and I didn't say anything back, and I just until the silence was so awkward that she just left. I don't usually do this. I usually love to talk things through, but this was too much for me. She had like the audacity of this girl, I got scammed a few times. So basically, everything stems from this colonizing whatever problem, because if I wasn't white, she would have assumed I had loads of money, and she wouldn't have done that. But because she saw me as a white person, she didn't think actually, she believed I had loads of money. So everything that happened was closely linked to the fact that I was considered white, and that they tried to they tried to scam me. They tried to get things from me, and I couldn't trust people because they always had an hidden agenda. So that I was feeling so alone. Thanks God Greta was there. I even thanked her in my memoir, because without her and the kids I wouldn't have made it, and I'm pretty sure I would have came back to France, which is not my style, but to show you how hard and challenging all that was. And also something I had really trouble fathoming was that I saw firsthand people that just decided to give up, that just didn't hope anymore because hope was a foreign concept to them. When it comes to the condition of women, like how women were treated there, like when you're a woman, you're expected to have to pop up lots of babies and not work unless you have to because you're a single mom, let's say. You're treated like shit. Like, people expect a lot of you, and it's a really patriarchal society. I mean, France is too. But basically, yeah, how women are treated like this is shitty. How children are treated, like, it's totally normal to beat up your children, you know? And if they leave the house because you beat them up, no one's gonna come knocking at your door and be like, hey, stop hitting your kid, you know? And this is the kind of thing that a lot of things happened and no one would even consider doing something about it, because they say things have always been like this. What can we do? We're not going to change the world. And I have trouble with those statements, because for me, when you start taking like there is no hope and there's nothing you can do about shit, then there's nothing you can do about anything, because the first step to changing things is to believe you can, you know? And yeah, I was faced with such hopelessness that it was hard for me to understand. But then, and yeah, also whenever I was trying to talk about something like remotely new, different, or challenging to them, they would just completely shut off. And it really broke my heart, because I tried to understand their point of view and where they came from, while it was totally foreign for me to do that, because we don't come from the same world, for the same society and stuff, you know? So I thought it was going to be like a both-way thing, and I was really sad it wasn't, you know? And I remember talking to a colleague about this stuff, and he literally just tried to force his point of view on me. And he would just do that like on a daily basis, and at some point I just got enough, and I was like, hey, if you keep saying those things to me, we just not gonna talk anymore, you know? Because it was like, yeah, you have to get married, you have to have kids and stuff. Yeah, it was difficult for me, and sometimes I thought to myself, they are still blocked in the middle age or something, but then I was like, hold on. Who am I to say that? And then I had a huge questioning, introspection, whatever you want to call it, because what? Am I thinking I'm better? They do their best. They try to survive with what they've experienced, how they were brought up, and how, like, the society in which they evolved, and millennia of violence, conditioning by the white savior complex, by people that try to save those people, white people that try to save black people. And it got me thinking, you know, who am I? Who am I to say anything to those people about anything, you know? Or I didn't say anything to them. I would just like think to myself, oh my God, I'm shocked about this, I'm shocked about that, I'm shocked about this, I'm shocked about that. But they thought the same about me, because for them, I was like a UFO, you know? But yeah, I didn't know what to do, you know? And it's funny because I was seen as an outsider over there because of the way I look, because of my personality, because of my thoughts. And in France, I'm seen as an outsider because I'm not white, And it's like, even when I go to Algeria, I'm seen as the outsider because they think I'm too French for the Algerian people. And when I'm in France, they try to put me in a box. It's like, yeah, okay, but you're Algerian, you're half Algerian, but you're not Muslim, are you? And then, okay, but if you're Algerian, you must be Muslim, so you have to cover yourself. Or, yeah, but are you Algerian because you wear like tops like this and a lot of makeup and stuff? They try to put me in a box, always, so yeah, I was like, am I always gonna feel different? Am I always gonna feel this different? Am I ever gonna find a place that I can call home? Because that hadn't been the case up to that point. I always felt like an outsider, and I never found a place in which I could really truly be myself and embrace both my cultures, because I love the French culture, but I also love the Algerian one, and for some reason they always wanted me to choose, And yeah, when I was younger in France, I would suffer from microaggressions, the kind of aggression that you suffer from when you're when you're someone of color, because people are like, oh, you like this? Yeah, but your hair, or yeah, this and that. For example, if you have afro hair, people might say, oh, it must be really hard to do something with this hair. This is a microaggression. And I would just be people would just constantly aggress me like this, microaggression on microaggression, not about my hair, but about some other things, And yeah, I'm gonna leave you on that, guys. What is your place as a person of color, Because obviously France is not my home, neither is Algeria, and all the places I've been to so far, I felt different, like the other person, So yeah, I hope this was helpful. I can't believe I've been talking for like an hour, and I hope it was helpful, and I hope it was insightful for you guys. If you have any questions or recommendations about other videos or topic like this is really my jam. I can talk about it for hours. And if you've experienced something like that, please feel free to tell me. And on that note, I hope you have an amazing day, and yeah, that's it. Bye guys, see you on my next video.